start the recording. So we have a wide variety of folks on the call. So the one thing that I'm super sort of passionate about is making this interactive. So I really I want you guys. I know if you're new and have a question, ask. If you're experienced and can help us, or add any piece that you've gone through, this is kind of talking about the entire course. So, no question, certainly no stupid question. No, we're all learning. You'll know, those of us who've been in the business a little bit, we still learn every day. You're never done learning in real estate. So we kind of want that to kind of come over to this, to this course as well. Just a little bit about me. My name's Wayne Weaver. I actually sell real estate in New York. So I'm a licensed New York agent and Pennsylvania agent, soon to be Florida. But on top of that, it's, I work with Jeremy and ERA Real Solutions and all of our companies there, just working with agents and help Jeremy with projects and things like that. So kind of like a dual role here, kind of all over the place every day. But definitely wanted to be a part of this, to help you guys and just share what I know, but just kind of lead the conversation. And again, I'm going to probably stress this a lot. I know, some folks don't like to talk or anything, but it's really just a matter of throwing something in chat if you have a question. But really, really want this to be interactive. So, so I'm kind of a dual agent as far as selling and helping agents, across the country. So kind of enjoy that and enjoy that being part of my daily routine. But let's get going. I see our group is still growing. I think we have like 32 folks registered. Probably today or tomorrow, I'll put, because we have some experienced agents that are, might be looking for just a certain, brush up or training on a certain tool or topic. So today or tomorrow, I'm going to put together a list of all of our modules. So after this, we have, starting next Monday, we have 6 sessions, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. I'm going to put down what we're going to cover in each one of them, in estimate timing and stuff. So that way, if you're, if you're a little bit more experienced and want to just catch one of those, you'll be able to pinpoint. If you're, if you have to miss one, please, we're just happy you're here, but everyone will be recorded, and everyone that registered, I'm just going to email it out, probably put it on the Agent Hub as well. But just to make sure you guys watch that, and especially if you're newer, because we're going to hopefully, be able to get you a lot of good knowledge and experience with, some of the folks we have coming on, or some of the folks in the group to share some knowledge with you guys. So. But again, please, if you have any questions, throw them in chat, unmute yourself, tell me to stop. I believe in good interaction, with the group. So, obviously, again, just a wide variety of folks on the call, but if you're newer to us, basically that's our family right there in that box. So we have ERA Real Solutions, which is our, kind of our main company, the one that Jeremy, you'll learn about Jeremy in a little bit. So yeah, it's the main company he started. So we have ERA Real Solutions in Cleveland, in Columbus, and in Cincinnati, and then just kind of the whole surrounding area of each one of those cities. And then I'm going to skip the title one. And then Donald E. Fender is our brokerage in Hillsboro, Ohio. So, and then the one to the right of that is Right Choice Realty, and that's ERA powered. That's our folks in Florida. So we have offices in Fort Myers and Cape Coral, and looking to grow that as well. So the reason for the Don Fender and the Right Choice is actually both of those companies had a pretty good name made for themselves when we came into the picture. So it just kind of made sense to not make them ERA Real Solutions when they kind of had a name for themselves and were known in the community and had a good reputation, that type of thing. So we adapted their names and then just, added our touch to it, part of the ERA Rural Solutions family. So, and so I'll go back to security title is the second one. So that is, we own obviously a security title and abstract company, and that is in Fort Myers. So that's our, part of our Florida branch. And then referral solutions, just so you know, sometimes, agents will, get licensed and, get in the business, or maybe as they're ready to retire, if you get in the business and you're all gung ho or it doesn't pan out, you can actually stay licensed, but go into a referral program so that, you can still get paid for referrals. So, whether you're new and just it never happened, but you want to just kind of keep your license in case, or just so that you can referral. So right now, if I was not an agent, not in the referral program, and I can't get paid to tell John that my neighbor's listing his house. John can't give me money for that. But if but as you can buy me just as a friend, I could say, hey, my neighbor's listing. You'd be like, hey, I'm going to take you to dinner. But, to get an actual referral fee from it, in that referral solutions, I can just be licensed and just kind of be doing my thing, but not paying board fees and all that stuff in the MLS. But I can, if I tell an agent that my neighbor's listing, I can ask for a 25% referral fee or something like that. So that's kind of a little bit about that referral solutions. And then McBriar. So we actually have an entire property management program. So we have that in Columbus, Cincinnati, in Florida. So that's another piece to our to our company family is property management. So just something to be thinking about as you're growing your business. Great way to sort of, offer all-in-one, kind of an all-in-one solution for an investor, maybe, hey, we can buy this property and, I can, have you meet our property managers that, might be able to handle it for you. That type of, piece can come into it and kind of be an advantage sometimes, when you're working with folks. Okay, so that was the initial one. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to turn this on. Sometimes it's weird with Zoom if this video will play so that you guys can see it, but I'm going to hope that it does. And you guys can tell me if. I just want to pause real quick. If someone can just unmute or throw in chat, can you see that video box?
No.
Okay. It's so weird that sometimes thank you for letting me know that. I'm going to just stop and reshare, and you guys should be able to see it at this point. Hopefully now you can see it.
Yeah, it's up.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, so this is just a video about ERA.
Freedom, it's wide open. It's a picture in the paper and you'll find devotion. There's something bringing at the brick of every wall. It's holding on. It's not. Tell me, do you want it? losing chances.
All right. So it kind of gets you a little bit fired up, and I'm going to actually just sort of talk a little bit more about ERA now. I'm going to just take a second and let me just get back to this. I apologize. Zoom is so weird. I got to kind of bounce around here a little bit to make sure oops, everything's not working. I apologize. Okay, so a little bit about ERA. We are, I mean, seriously, a family. So, and it's how we, sort of, work our business. So ERA Real Solutions, we're all about collaboration, sharing ideas. So one thing you'll realize with ERA and with ERA Real Solutions is that, I'm going to just so you can at least see me, is that, we collaborate. So, anyone in ERA Real Solutions and anyone in ERA as a whole, you can ask a question on, for instance, certainly reach out to anyone, but on the Facebook page, you can ask a question on our agent hub. But, if you go on the ERA.com, basically the corporate Facebook page, and just say, I want to do this for an open house. There are agents across the country that will go, here, just change the picture and the logo and use mine. Instead of having to recreate the wheel or they'll share ideas. They'll give you whatever they can to help you. So, it's just really who we are. And we're very conscious and motivated to make sure that's how ERA Real Solutions is. So, so it's just so important to share, to, be part of a family, so that we can, grow together. So hopefully that video is, it always kind of gets me going a little bit. And anyone that has not met our fearless leader, Jeremy, in the video, the guy that was sort of, on stage with his hands in the air, and I think is wearing a gray suit, that's Jeremy Raby. That's our president and the owner of ERA Real Solutions and our whole family of companies. So that was when the company won the top all around ERA award for a company in the world. So so that was an exciting time for everyone. Okay, so let me get back. I apologize. I'm going to just pause for just a second. I know we're kind of just in the the piece of going through the company, but does anybody have any questions whatsoever? Anybody thinking anything or please? I do not know why they're so weird that my PowerPoint will not get big. So the company vision. So I just want to talk a little bit about a vision statement. So so when you talk about a vision statement, a company can have a vision statement, a agent can have a vision statement, just kind of, kind of puts in perspective, whether it's who you are or what you want to do, your goals and things. But a vision statement's actually like a, sort of a, an inspirational, where you want to be in the future kind of statement. To kind of like, this is a basic one for us. We're actually building a better one. But it's really just something to kind of spark emotion. So really, the one that we're, that we want to be is Real Solutions will be the preferred choice of real estate, for real estate services. So they'll be your preferred choice for real estate services. So that's kind of just a little bit of the company vision. And then I just want to show you, I apologize, I don't know why this is not going to like a full, please bear with me for a second. just gonna make sure that I can, okay. She's almost my screen, I apologize. Yeah, gotta love technology. I apologize, folks. Give me 1 second while my screen totally froze up. Oh boy. There we go. Sorry. I got you back. Okay. There we go. You guys can see my screen, I hope. Of course not, it froze. Oh, somebody's in the car. I apologize. I don't know why my PowerPoint will not move forward. Oh, it's frustrating. Hopefully that works. Again, I apologize. Okay, we're going to try this and hopefully it works. There we go. Okay, so so company mission. So, a mission statement is, just a very short statement, kind of why the organization exists, what its overall goal is, just kind of, this would be the company's version of why we're in business. So our company mission is, Real Solutions mission is to provide the best customer service in our real estate community. So, so that's another piece that, is like ERA, is the fact that we have customer satisfaction surveys that go out for every deal that we close. And it's just super important for for ERA, the company and agents to, just be doing the right thing to, obviously it leads to future business. Lots of good things can happen when you have a, when you have good customer service. So it's really important to us to make sure that we, provide that in every deal, just think about it in future deals for every client, this client, that client, all across the board, within our organization as well. So I apologize. I was kind of got caught up in that. Anybody have any questions? So, vision statement, mission statement, anything about that we've talked about so far? I might just pause for just a second. Okay. So as we go through here, we're just going to, kind of continue the conversation of essentially what's important to us, and when I say us, it happens to be the company, but, we kind of think about this as, all the way down to every single one of our, leaders, staff, agents, all part of this family. So, we believe in honesty. So to provide clarity and, in integrity and respect. So, I mean, that's just kind of one of those basic, obviously, it's a huge part. So, as we go through here, I'm just going to be, kind of thinking of ideas. If anyone has anything to add about just one of these topics, please do, because that, it just kind of helps everybody, think in a little bit different way. But, it's just so important to, there are 8,000 agents in each one of our markets, or some crazy number. So just about anybody is becoming a real estate agent. So if you're experienced, so Terry, it happens to be on my screen right now in a name, and I know Darlene's on the call and Matt's on the call. We see agents that just aren't showing that integrity and honesty, because they're maybe they're new and don't understand it. Maybe they're just trying to make a buck or something. So, it's truly important that we remember, who we are. And it's so important to kind of have that integrity and honesty in everything we do. Whether it's online, whether it's in our social, whether it's dealing with a client, whether it's dealing with another agent, another brokerage, a buyer, a seller, anybody, super important there. And I mentioned a little bit. So the next one, we believe in teamwork. I can't make that up, and I don't. It's not even exaggerated when I say, the top agents in our company, that any agent in all of ERA, we are all willing to work together to share ideas, to share, something I put some time into, but developed it and willing to share it with someone else to, just to make it easier in chat, to give you at least a head start, so you don't have to start from scratch. So, especially in ERA Real Solutions and in our family, Don Fender and Right Choice Realty, it's super important that we work together and just become a team. It's when we're looking to grow, we don't just grow with just any agents. We interview, we select them, because it's so important that we find folks that'll kind of join our little family. So, it's just a big part of who we are. Last one, we believe in community. So our commitment to our community and our family is the same way we, connect with our clients. The innate sense of responsibility to all will be validated in everything we do. So, it's just, ERA has national awards on, folks that, it's called Circle of Light, on, everything to do with the community, whether it's donating time, money, efforts, doing fundraisers, Toys for Tots, or, getting clothes for shelters or food, things like that. So we're just a large part. So you'll see throughout the year that, every one of our, we call them regions. So Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, and basically Fort Myers in Florida, our regions, we want to do events throughout the year. We want our agents to go out and volunteer and grab some other agents and go, hey, let's go, clean up the park, just whatever we can do to give back to the community, and just be a part of the community, but give back everything we can. It's not always money. Sometimes it's just the time and effort, of a fundraiser, or, helping in the community at some way. We have folks that have done Habitat for Humanity, have, just donated their time at food banks and things like that. So, and it just, first of all, I can't say that it doesn't help for business, for you to be part of that, but in reality, it's a larger piece. It's actually, you're more, you kind of consider yourself more fortunate. So you want to, give back as much as you can to the community. Oh, cool. Dwayne is one of our Florida agents, and he's newer. He's not brand new in the last 3 or 4 months, but he's newer. So he says he's a volunteer police in Cape Coral, Florida. So that's cool. I mean, that's, again, it's just, It's just so important for us to kind of find, sometimes it's a little bit of a passion thing. Sometimes it's, just whatever, but whatever we can do to take an hour here, an hour there, whatever that timing is. Or, if you are, I will say that if you are passionate about something, and there are a lot of folks that are, one particular topic or whatever, or group, please don't hesitate to bring that to us. And I'll take a second to say this, bring that to us and go, hey, just like, Dwayne, the volunteer police, if that was something that he could go in the office and go, hey, I'm pretty passionate about this. Anybody else interested? We're kind of looking for some folks. Or, hey, I'm going to go clean up the park. I'm going to do it Saturday at 10 a.m. Who wants to join me and get a group together? But also as a company, we're happy to do whatever we can to sort of jump behind you, and be, and kind of help you however we can, but help you, help your cause. So please, don't hesitate to reach out to us and kind of let us know, what you're thinking, or how we can help you with your, with your community event or charity. Okay. So, at ERA, we don't adapt to change, we create it. So, obviously that's, you kind of see it there. It's like, oh, okay. But we're pretty passionate about that. I will say that, one of the great pieces that we find out is that with us being in Florida, this is kind of one of those just kind of side note, interesting things. With us being in Florida, we actually see that market. Let's say, something's happening, inventory short, this is happening. It's a seller's market, it's a buyer's market, whatever's, technology, something's happening in Florida. It is usually the kind of the first place for something to happen, and then kind of works its way up to us, like in Ohio. So, for us being in Florida, we're actually able to kind of, obviously you can read things and just kind of pay attention to it. But for us having, a company and agents and leadership down there, it kind of gives us the ability to kind of see like, oh, gee, I wonder what's happening, when or if that's going to make it to Ohio, and we're able to kind of hit it off or jump on the bandwagon down there in Ohio and be ahead of the game. So we kind of focused on that a lot, and that's just one piece of it. There's so many other pieces that that sort of come into that. Don't sit back and wait and then adjust. We're often looking forward. We have meetings after meetings, to just sort of be ahead of what what's coming, and adapt to it much quicker, or even prior to it happening, and that's really important to us. So we form the connections that helps us innovate and stay ahead of the real estate game. We are change embracers, community and team supporters. We are hackers that find ways to win and win big. So when I talk about ERA as a whole, so that's in Realogy. So for you, for anybody newer, I'm going to take a second and just tell you that Realogy, if you ever heard of that name, Realogy Holdings owns, or Realogy franchise owns Century 21, Coldwell Banker, ERA, Better Homes and Garden, Sotheby's, so a wide range of companies and agents. So that's our, so we're part of the Realogy family. One thing with sort of our status in what we do and how we grow, and who Jeremy is, really allows our company to sort of have access to folks in that group. So obviously every broker would, but we just sort of have access to some folks, at ERA leadership, at Realogy leadership, so we can, I don't want to say ask for things, but we can find things out. We get on, Jeremy gets on panels. He's part of, groups in the Realogy family, different levels of leadership groups and things like that. So we're able to, sort of, find things out and get ideas and share ideas and things like that. And that all, the only reason I talk about all of this is because all that comes back to us as agents. So when it comes back to us as agents, we win, so everything the, ERA Realogy does, ERA Real Solutions, and our family of companies do, and Jeremy, that's just a huge benefit for us as agents. So, and that's kind of why I make sure I talk about that. Again, you're going to probably hear this throughout. Please don't hesitate to, if you have just anything you want to add or any questions or anything at all, please either throw it in chat or unmute yourself and just and stop me, please. I'm going to make you guys chat in a little bit. So. Okay, so again, this is just kind of that first piece before next week we will start getting into the sort of the training piece. So we're just kind of doing this overview, but our commitment to you is that our core values of honesty, teamwork, and community are needed more than ever in today's real estate industry, and have allowed us to evolve into technical warriors and solution solvers. So kind of, I read that and understand it. And basically what that says is, I'm going to go back to the 8,000 agents in the market. I mean, honestly, if you look at, let's just say you look at listings, if you, it's something you should do every day, especially if you're newer, just look at new listings, and just two things. Look at the description, like, tell me about the place. So I'm looking at it online. Tell me, all about the property. Or if you look at the pictures, you will see that if I get licensed, a listing will just fall in my lap. Does everyone sort of deserve those listings? You look at some of the pictures and they're snapping them with their phone and they're like of a corner of a room, you didn't see anything. The description's just not good. It's easy to, I'm not saying it's easy to get licensed. You got to go through that piece, but, you will be able to just find a buyer and you will be able to just find a seller. Is that really where you want to be? Yeah, I found one that'll work with me, So when I talk about everything I've talked about prior, whether it's the Realogy, the ERA, the company, all of the leadership, doing sessions and programs like this, it's so that you don't just list one house or get one buyer. It's that, that you become a beast in the real estate world. So in all of the things that we've talked about, that, from the trainings, but really the family we are, everything that we offer, everything that ERA offers, all of that together, is really meant and built so that you become a real estate beast, and are listing properties in aren't listing them by accident. You're able to go get them. You're able to sell yourself. You're able to value prop yourself to stand out in the real estate market. So that's really, it's a passion of mine. And that's really what you're going to get over the next 2 weeks is a lot of, like a lot of idea sharing in ways, because we don't really know what's going to happen when you walk in the door, but we're going to try to give you as much as we can and share as much as we can so that you're better, you're in a better situation to get a listing or a buyer and be able to work them properly and in the right way and get good, give good customer service. So that then, first of all, they start telling folks, and the second one, you'll be like, man, I got this down. So, so that's kind of where we are with the next 2 weeks. It's really going to, I'm so laid back. I'll tell you that now. So, it's a very laid back session, but I also want to make sure that we, that we understand and answer questions and make sure you guys have everything you need, to be at least confident to start and then just learn from there. But we're always here. We will have your back from day, I say this, day one to year 30, and again, we have almost that wide a variety of folks in this session. So super important to, to just kind of realize that we will always be there, and always have your back. And, oh, there you go. So we will help you create the career of your dreams, because when you succeed, we all succeed. So I'm going to just take a second and just let you guys know, especially if you're newer. I do know that there's at least one or two folks on here that have not even officially joined us. They maybe have just recently taken their test and are about to or close to. But so I just kind of want to take 2 seconds to talk about our just a basic company structure. So in all of our regions, so we have 4 of them: Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, in Ohio, of course, and then Fort Myers, is our region sort of headquarters. So what we have in each one of those sections is, we have of course a bunch of offices, and some offices are not staffed. They're more just locational, strategic locations, so that you can pop in and do some work in kind of a high traffic, high walking area. But in every region, we have a sort of a hub office, and there's an office coordinator in that hub office, which kind of you have access to ask questions. They're kind of the front line, of course, answering the phones, but they do so much for us. I mean, it's crazy how much work they do for us, but they're sort of our front line to you guys, to the agents. So they're able to answer questions, or you can ask them, and if they need help, they're going to go to the someone else, office manager or whoever in the company. So we have office coordinators, and then we have an office manager who you have full access to every day. I don't want to say 24/7, but at least Matt would kill me. But you have an office manager, in each region. Sometimes there's a couple office managers depending on the hubs that we may have. And they're at your full, you have access to them. They can answer questions. They can, how do I do this? What do I do in this situation? So as we go through the next 2 weeks, just realize, whether you're new or experienced, or, whatever level you're at this point, we kind of have this full support staff that, you don't need to learn everything in the next 2 weeks. So we're just going to kind of go through the next 2 weeks and touch base on things and share ideas, and have some folks that with some experience share their, thoughts and, ideas, things like that. But you always have, access to the entire staff. So, and then office managers, and then in each region, we have a regional manager. So, they're kind of overlooking everything, and have some, some duties and things, but, they are available to you. So, it's not like, anybody's off limits, because, there's no off limits whatsoever. So, and then as it goes up, I am not in, I travel to all 4 of the regions, just throughout the month, or, every 2 months or whatever. But I'm available, I'll say 24/7. I'm available all the time for help. So anything that I can do, and then it just continues up with, everyone else in the leadership team. We'll see in a second. We'll talk about them, but I just want you guys to realize that over the next 2 weeks, we have a goal to get you as much as we can, share as much as we can, so that you guys are starting down the right path. But don't freak out if something just overwhelms you or something, because you always have someone to refresh back. So just kind of wanted to take a second and make sure you guys understand that top to bottom, we will always be here and always have your back.
Hey, Wayne.
Yes.
I think that's probably one of the most important things to bring up. I know I see a lot of our Columbus agents here on the call, and one that's getting ready to test. I think if you ask any of them, they will tell you the exact same information. We are available pretty much all the time. Now, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm probably going to be sleeping, but if I'm awake, I'm going to answer the phone, text you back, or call you as soon as humanly possible. But usually it's extremely quick. So I've been with another brokerage, and that's not the case. So, I do want to make sure that that's emphasized.
Perfect. Thank you, Matt. So that was Matt Piper. He is our regional manager in the Columbus market. So, well, he's kind of right now he's regional, maybe / office manager, but he's the regional manager. So I appreciate that, Matt. And it's again, it's with so many agents in the market, so many agents, new agents coming in with so many companies. I just kind of like Matt said, he was with another brokerage. I've been with, a couple brokerages. I don't like to switch, but there was necessity. But we just hear things like, oh, we offer this, and sometimes you just know it's not true. But I appreciate hearing and want you guys to understand that. It's just who we are. It truly is who we are. We have no interest in grabbing 10 new folks and telling them we do this and then not doing it, because I don't know, first of all, it doesn't help, and makes us look like idiots, but it just doesn't make sense. So we will do everything we can. So just realize again, especially if you're newer or even if you're not familiar with one of these sections that we're going to go over, you do not need to learn everything that we go over at one time. You can rewatch the recording. I will give you other training options, and then you have all of us available to you to help you, to walk you through it, to make sure you're comfortable with, again, whatever piece we go over in the next 2 weeks. So. Perfect. Appreciate that. Oh, good. Melissa, thanks. Excited for this training. So awesome. Appreciate you saying that. Okay, so we're going to just kind of go through this and meet the senior leadership team. So first person is Jeremy. So Jeremy Raby is the I guess I'm going to take a second to just read this, and then I'll just, I've known all 4 of these folks for a while, so I'm going to read it and then I'll kind of give you my 2 cents. So Jeremy Raby founded ERA Real Solutions Realty as a sole broker in 2007. Actually, it was Real Solutions Realty, and then he joined ERA. So has developed the company into a multi-office firm with nearly 400 producing agents in Ohio, Kentucky, and Florida. After receiving a bachelor's degree from the University of Cincinnati in 2001, he entered the real estate business as a sales associate. So, this year, 20 years ago, Jeremy, started getting licensed, just became a sales agent and built what he has today. So Jeremy's vision for a boutique style brokerage that focuses on agent production rather than agent count continues to be one of the firm's 3 pillars today. With a constant eye on the future, Jeremy regularly engages with his leadership team to make necessary improvements that drive the firm's continued success. Jeremy and his team have embraced a do what's right mentality that is the cornerstone of each venture and has allowed the company to develop a property management division, the division and title division, and relocation division. Jeremy currently serves on ERA's National Advisory Council and is a member of the ERA Young Leaders Network and is a recipient of the coveted ERA Gene Francis Award. In their downtime, Jeremy and his wife, Christina, enjoy spending time with their 3 children, Jackson, Addison, and Lillian, and their many extraordinary youth. I gotta just move my box here. Oops. Apologize. I got to go back one. Jeremy consistently donates both his time and resources to many youth and high school organizations. So there's so much in this piece, and it's important for you guys to just, sort of realize, who Jeremy is. So, first of all, he started as a real estate agent and, just has this vision and always wanted to grow. So that was one thing that Jeremy and I are pretty close. So it's one thing I've always found, super about him. But the main thing with Jeremy is that, I mean, this is not a guy in an office that people are afraid to talk to. If you see Jeremy in an office, please walk up to him, say hi. If you're new, please introduce yourself. You're gonna love him. He's just our person. So doing what's right. He gives everything, and I can't even stress the word everything, to this company and back to his agents. Everything everything he does is to help agents grow. So and he is so supportive of ideas that come around to that lead to that. So I'm able to kind of have a free reign of, if I come up with something and chat with him, he just wants to know, like, hey, what's, and then we get to do it. So, Linda and Carol and I, we were talking about the new agent training, and here it is. So, so he's just, it's really cool. He's just I guess he's just a regular guy, but is so invested in the company and every single one of his agents. It's really cool to see. So, and then just to kind of touch base on the ERA's National Advisory Council. So that's a group of very select agents, brokers in the ERA network that hop on a call and just talk about, hey, what's coming, talk about what ERA can do for the brokers and things like that. So that's one of those pieces that when I say we, like, as agents, we have access to like all the top brokers in ERA, because Jeremy's just constantly sharing ideas, and hey, whether it's what another broker did or more on the line of what's happening in the industry, how can ERA adjust and give back to the brokerages and all the agents. So that was pretty cool too. So okay, so next one is is Chuck. So Chuck is our CFO and COO, but Chuck's our money guy. He's kind of in I don't want to say in the back, you see him, but he's really just kind of the guy in the back, just keeping everything together and providing all the, obviously all the money side, but stats and all the reports. So, different things. He's involved with any acquisitions we do. So, but I'll read his too. Chuck has worked in the real estate industry almost his entire life, bringing a broad range of knowledge to ERA Real Solutions Realty. As CFO, COO, Chuck's impeccable integrity and extensive real estate knowledge have positioned him to be a top trusted advisor to the president of the company. So obviously, real quick, that that just means that if we're gonna do something, or if we're thinking of something, if it's gonna, I say we'll do anything, and it's really true, like if it makes sense, but we're gonna go to Chuck and go, hey, can we do this? And he's gonna be like, hey, what's it going to do? How much is it going to cost? What are we going to get out of it? And if all those three make sense, we get to do it. So, it's like, it just, you're not going to, do something just to do it. You're going to do something because it's going to, better the company and help our agents. So that's kind of that piece where we're constantly in touch with Chuck. So Chuck graduated with a Bachelor's of Science degree in accounting from Michigan State University in 1987. During which time he worked as an assistant to CFO at the major hospital company. After graduation, Chuck accepted an auditor position with Midwest Divisional Office of Century 21 Real Estate. In his tenure with Century 21, Chuck obtained his real estate license and advanced to the position of Director of Finance. So, obviously, the extensive knowledge in real estate, he was with Century 21 for many, many years. In 2014, Chuck accepted the position of CFO, COO with ERA Real Solutions Realty. So Chuck's been with us this year 7 years. Chuck's combined leadership roles in operations and finance provides a unique and complete perspective of all aspects of the company, a constantly growing company, to streamline processes while increasing productivity and profits. Although Chuck's role involves advising the president on all areas of the company, he also is very engaged with the agents of the company, knowing each one by name and readily available to handle any agent questions or concerns. Chuck is married and has 4 children and 3 grandchildren, enjoys the outdoors and spending time with extended family in Michigan. So, you know, Chuck is the guy that, you know, will remember names, will know names, obviously, because, you know, he's the first one that kind of gets the, you know, the financials and knows who's joining us and does some back office work. But from that point on, he will know, you know, he'll know who you are. He'll learn who you are if that's the case. And, you know, when he meets you, he'll remember you the second time. You know, it's actually pretty cool that, you know, that he's, you know, kind of at you know, at a CFO level, but, you know, but is still super involved, essentially day to day. So Chuck lives in Michigan, is from and lives in Michigan, but actually lives local, has a local place, just because he spends so much time in our Ohio offices. So that is Chuck. It's really Charles, but obviously we call him Chuck. So Megan. Megan graduated from Kent State in 2002 with a Bachelor of Science degree in advertising. After graduating, she worked with various advertising firms in the Chicago area. In 2008, Megan took a job at the Leading Apartments in Chicago, which started her relocation career. So Megan is our Chief Development Officer. She is in charge of a couple things, our relocation. So we have a large relocation division. Relocation obviously just means large companies will hire us, or, you know, we're part of that group with the Realogy Group, will hire us to just handle all of their moves. So, you know, just for instance, the military is one, you know, Procter & Gamble, something like that, you know, a big company, like, I'm not dealing with that. You know, if we have one of our execs or top people moving or coming in, we just give you the business and you just do it. So that's kind of what that relocation piece is. And hospitals, there's lots of companies in large divisions that will do that. And then she also handles our marketing. So you will quickly learn on our marketing calls that Megan works closely with a marketing expert that we contract with. So they work together to basically hand our agents a ton of marketing, you know, first of all, training, but marketing pieces, marketing ideas, you know, all marketing kind of comes from Megan, and we're able to do that and then just hand it off to our agents. Again, you know, just so you don't have to go create something as simple as, you don't have to go create a St. Patrick's Day post. We're going to give you one. You just got to grab it and post it on your social, you know, things like that. Megan's experience in relocation encompasses temporary housing, relocation management, and corporate relocation sales. Her knowledge and experience advanced her to the position of Director of Relocation and Client Development for a large regional firm. At this firm, Megan's teams were Cardis Platinum winners and included many other awards and distinctions. She has held her real estate license since 2013 and also has her CRP, Certified Relocation Professional designation. Megan currently is on the board of RCCO and is a member of RDC. So, that Cardis is a company that Realogy used to own, our parent company. They did end up selling it, but Cardis is one company that goes out and gets all of this business. So goes to Procter & Gamble and just, I mean, you name it, every company they can, and grabs their business and then just kind of hands it off to all of the ERA, you know, companies that are part of relocation. So that's kind of what that Cardis is. In the Platinum, there's a certain level. So you have to, you know, be able to get a certain number of deals, close a certain number of deals. Customer satisfaction is a large part of that Platinum. So we are actually Platinum in our Columbus market, and I think we're Silver just because of the numbers we have in our Cincinnati market. And we're looking to obviously grow that into our other regions as well. Megan joined ERA Road Solutions in 2017 as Vice President of Relocation Services. She is now our Chief Development Officer and leads our marketing department as well as our all company generated business. This encompasses relocation, e-commerce, referral holdings department. She enjoys educating new and experienced agents with her extensive knowledge in these unique facets of the real estate industry. Megan and her husband, Brad, are proud parents of 2 girls, currently reside in Hilliard area, and is an avid runner and reader. So Megan's you're going to keep hearing this down the line. Megan is super, like, she is a super person. She will chat with you. If you have anything marketing or, we talk about, all company generated. So company generated is the reload. Company generated is any of our, ads or any marketing we do to collect leads, all our online business, all of that kind of feeds through Megan. So please do not hesitate to reach out to Megan, get to know her, if you see her somewhere, you would not have to worry. You can say hi and chat, about any of those pieces. But Megan is our reload, company generated, and marketing person. So kind of just wanted you guys to know that. And then our last one is Linda. So Linda is a Bearcat from the University of Cincinnati. Linda's tenure at Procter & Gamble gave her a solid foundation in human resources, product development, and multifunctional group management. For Linda, real estate was initially a second interest that shortly became a new career path. Linda was a sales agent for over 20 years before advancing into management. Before joining ERA Real Solutions, Linda held titles as training director, branch manager, general manager with other large regional real estate brokerages. Linda is currently the general manager of ERA Real Solutions, holds her broker's licenses in Ohio and Kentucky, and is active manager of the firm's premier office in Montgomery, which this is old. We actually just moved that, but I'll talk about that in a second. In addition to these duties, Linda is actively involved in several boards, has chaired some of their community committees. Linda's passion for the real estate industry also has her teaching courses at the University of Cincinnati and Southern State Community College. Linda is a mother of 3 and a grandmother of 5. She is passionate about supporting veterans, USO, Habitat for Humanity, Alzheimer's, and St. Jude's Hospital for Children. Memories with loved ones at the family farm on Lake Cumberland are the most precious time for her. Teaching the grandchildren about boating and water sports is the highlight of many summers at the lake. So Linda, super approachable, just a solid real estate mind, HR person's completely level-headed, just a huge asset for us to have in our corner. She is in the Sharonville office. So in Cincinnati, our main hub is in Sharonville. So she is actually at that. That was the old Montgomery office. So she is there. So again, if you're in that office or near there or you'll see her in an event down the road, please, make sure you introduce yourself, say hi. She is, she's across the board. You have tons of real estate knowledge there, like down to, like legal and stuff, because she teaches it. She's also one to help you, work an offer out, anything in between. So, and obviously, as you see at the bottom there, we talked a lot earlier about being involved in the community and things like that. So, she's not afraid to throw her hat in the ring for a bunch of causes that she's passionate about. So, that's something, we will strongly encourage you to kind of keep there, make sure you don't lose sight of, being involved in the community. So, but yeah, Linda's great. She travels to, all 4 regions, obviously other 3 regions. And it's just an integral part of our day-to-day and who we are. So obviously she is now the vice president of real estate operations. So definitely, running, helping us run, the company day-to-day. So that was a lot. I hope it made sense that I actually kind of just read them with you guys, but I also wanted to add all 4 of those folks. I mean, I can't stress how, just how approachable they are. Please do, they're not gonna, unless they're doing something, they're not gonna lock their door and, act like, no, I don't have time to meet. So, any of them meeting with us to, all the way down, to us agents, they are part of the group that is here for us. So office coordinator, office manager, regional leadership team, we are all here for you guys. So, and we'll have your back along the whole way. So, Oh gosh, sorry. I got one more. So Ron Quackemeyer is actually our compliance broker. So with almost 40 years of experience in the real estate and building industry, Ron is the perfect captain. We call him captain for the Real Estate Solutions Compliance Division. Ron's experience in listing, selling, new construction, and other facets of the real estate allows him to protect both the brokerage and the agents from potential issues. So before I go, so when we talk about compliance, it's a huge piece for us to make sure that forms are correct, all the forms are filled out properly, signatures are correct, the dates are correct. There's so much potential for an error that could cost the brokerage or an agent some issues. So so having one person, so Ron will look at every single file before it closes to make sure that, and this is actually, if you're in Florida, this is actually Terry Hallgord will actually, is the current person that will look at the files. And so we have two, to make sure everything's right. And if there is one thing wrong, if there's a form missing or a signature or a date's wrong or a number's wrong or, whatever, he stops it and we're going to fix that before moving forward. So this is this is ethical, this is legal. There's lots of pieces that Ron is responsible to make sure is correct. Before a deal moves too far, and and basically someone has potential to get in trouble. So when obviously we don't want that. So so again, he's a big piece of our day to day. So Ron's been active with the Cincinnati Home Builders Association. He held a number of positions in the Sales and Marketing Council Steering Committee, where he was the Special Programs and Education Chairperson. Ron has appeared on local television and radio talk shows on a number of occasions, in addition to presenting at a number of seminars to discuss a variety of real estate topics. Ron has a strong background in business development, leadership, sales, and marketing. All of these qualities make Ron a valuable asset to the ERA Real Solutions family of agents. In his free time, Ron and his wife Dory like spending time with their children and grandchildren. So again, Ron just walk right up to him, but he is 100% compliance. He has an unbelievable wealth of knowledge in the real estate just general world. But if you're looking or have any interest in working with a builder, or have that potential, or someone in your in your world, one of your clients is thinking about building, Ron is an unbelievable asset with that. He's been part of that community. He's built things. He's been a leader of one of the largest builders in Cincinnati. So so definitely kind of think of Ron as someone that you can reach out to anytime. Certainly he will take anything that you have as far as questions, but also a huge asset in the real estate world, monster asset when you think about builders building, just that whole aspect of that. Okay, so he is the last one. So before I move forward, I just want to pause 1 second and just kind of see if you guys have any questions, any thoughts to this point that you want to, add or chat about. I'm going to just pause for just a second. Okay, perfect. So, obviously just say it looks like a simple map, but 2,300 offices globally. So a couple things with ERA. We're not the biggest brokerage or franchise brokerage in the United States. Obviously Century 21 is bigger, but even our family of wanting sort of boutique brokerages, kind of like thinking, we don't need 5,000 agents if they're not part of the family. So that's kind of how I consider ERA. More of that boutique. We stay small so that the brokers can call each other and share ideas, and the agents can hop on Facebook and go, hey, I need this, and another agent will send it to you. like ERA is truly a family, and that, like, you can't make that up. So so it's kind of cool. But we are actually the largest brokerage in the world. So in the international brokerage, we actually have a large presence internationally. So it is actually awesome to kind of have that option for for whether it's folks, lots of investors come from China, things like that. So there are companies out there or countries out there that can be huge assets. It's not like someone's necessarily leaving Fort Myers or Columbus and moving to England. So it's not like we have a ton of referral options, but the family piece allows us to just first of all have that option, but second of all just kind of know, like, hey, if there's some sort of someone from a foreign country, international country, looking to invest, like, they might get an option for this property or things like that. So again, just wanted you guys to kind of know that there is actually a full network set up of referrals. So you could literally go online or reach out to Megan and go, and this is a huge part of what we do not do enough. Agents do not realize that whether it's someone they know or hey, I listed their house, we do not ask them enough, like, where are you moving to? Well, we're moving out of state. Okay, well, obviously I'm not going to help you buy something. Well, ask them where they're moving, and let's set up a referral for them, because we have like Megan will help you find an agent in Florida, if you're in Ohio, in Florida, in Alaska, and I don't care where it is, and then you will get part of the commission when they buy a house in that in their next destination. So again, we'll kind of get into that over these next 2 weeks, but definitely just wanted to make sure you guys know, we're across the world. We have an awesome presence in the United States. So
happens to me. Nobody apologizes to me. So I was like, well, we talked and I said, well, thank you, Jenny. I said, I would have been there. Mama always said family stuff, but shh.
Sorry, I wasn't sure. So we, yes. So I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that we are across the United States, solid presence, and we are worldwide. Just so you guys know, kind of the presence that ERA as a family brings. Okay, so ERA Real Solutions, and it's just natural to kind of, I want to just make sure you guys know, we just keep talking about ERA Real Solutions. I just want you guys to kind of remember back to that very first slide that, ERA Real Solutions, our family we have a wide variety in our family. So the Donald E. Fender in Hillsborough, the Right Choice Realty in Florida, like you guys, everyone is part of our family. So, basically, we got 21,000 square foot of office space. So, I take a second to say, like, we are not super excited about having huge offices and things. I mean, where it's needed, it's needed. But we are so excited. I mean, unbelievably excited about our boutique type approach. So, we are so excited about, having a hub I'll just pull up Cincinnati. So we have a hub in Sharonville and Cincinnati. We do not need a hub in Cincinnati 3 miles from there. We do not need 10,000 more square foot, in Cincinnati. So one of the huge things that we're excited about is that let's go put a smaller boutique, what we call a cafe office, in this area, in this walking area, in this walking area, in this walking area. So in Cincinnati, let's have, let's just say 10 offices, one hub in 9 smaller offices in the right locations so that we can get walking traffic. So it's a cool smaller office. In the piece that's great for agents is look, hey, like Sharonville is my office. Well, guess what? You have full access to every office we have. If you're in Fort Myers, if you're from Ohio and in Fort Myers, or if you're in Fort Myers and want to come to Ohio, you have full access to every single office we have. You know, give us a heads up. We'll give you a code for the door, or someone will let you in. You know, so the idea is in Cincinnati, like, man, I gotta go look at this house. It's like 20 minutes away. You know, but hey, there's an office there, so I can pop in there and meet a client, or meet there and do some paperwork, or whatever. So so we're super excited about having cafe offices pop up in certain locations, that we consider more of a boutique office, to sort of separate ourselves, to put us in great locations, but not have a ton of square foot that we just don't need. So anybody have any questions, any thoughts on that cafe, any thoughts on that? Okay. Okay, so now I'm actually going to, because I know that link won't work, I'm actually going to go into leverage, and I'm going to just tool around in leverage, making sure you guys understand this. So, so if you're experienced, please, don't hesitate to, add anything to this, but I'm going to just take some time and go through it. If you're newer, please, just follow along. Again, this is one of those things that you are going to not have to totally learn. I'm not going to get, I'm just going to be showing you things and showing you where things are. If you're new and have not, and literally may not have access to this yet, just kind of know this will just be, at least give you a heads up. We will work closer with you. Your office coordinator, someone will work closer with you if you don't have access right now. But otherwise, we just want to, just hop in here and just show you guys, what leverage is, and what all is in there, and obviously we'll kind of talk all the way through it. I'm going to okay, so let me come back to here. Okay, so I'm going to just pause 2 seconds, and you guys can see my screen, correct? Welcome to leverage. Perfect. Thank you, Bryce. Bryce, are you one of the, I believe you're with Matt, and you might be one that just either finished or got licensed. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, I just passed the final exam on Saturday morning.
Ah, perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, so welcome. So I hope this has been helpful so far, but
yeah, for sure.
You haven't seen this, or technically don't have access to it, but we'll just be buzzing around in leverage, and again, just kind of showing the concept behind it. I'm sure you won't have an issue, but you'll have Amanda in your office, and Matt that'll certainly be able to, or myself even, that'll be able to help you with it, kind of when you get access, if you need it. So,
all right, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so again, I know some of us on this call have seen this and used it, so bear with me as we just buzz around in here. But this is leverage. So as ERA goes, this is ERA's sort of overall platform. So in this, we can, there are a ton of learning options. All the tools that we have are in this, and lots of other things. So I'm not going to go into the tools today. I'm going to show you where they are, but the tools will actually be part of the 2-week training process. So, so we'll be able to get into them and learn about them. I'm going to talk about some of the tools, or you might hear the name of it. But, that's kind of all you're going to hear today. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate, because, we have some time, but otherwise I'm just going to kind of, be clicking buttons and just getting you guys familiar with everything that's in here. Just something as simple as login. So this is just your first name dot last name at ERA.com. So again, if you're newer or haven't logged in, Crystal, if you're newer, would have sent you an email kind of with an initial password, and then you log in that way. If you ever have issues with, so one thing, it's just totally security based. We actually have to change our password I think it's every 6 months. So it's one of those that you kind of get going and then, you forget, and then you have to change your password and you forgot it. So if you ever have any password issues with this, it's always first name. It's never a Gmail account. It's never, Yahoo or anything like that. It's always your era.com is the username. And then of course the password. But there's a couple options for forgot password. So I'm gonna, this won't make me do it, but let me just. So if you, if you just have, so you can actually reset it by email. So if, they'll send you a temporary email, or if you did set up a security question, answer the security question. I will say that has to be typed correctly. So if you did favorite sports teams and you did, the Browns, just Cleveland Browns or something, if you did little c, little b, and when you answered it, you got to do little c, little b when you answer it in this part, or capitals. So everything matters. But just kind of wanted to show you guys, it's pretty easy to, sort of reset it. In the third option is actually you'll see kind of in the lower right, it says help desk. It's 888 number. You can actually call them, give them your name, just a couple, obviously security type questions, and they will give you a temporary password. So so there's 3 options there, in case you can't get in. As long as you're set up in the system, you'll be able to get a new password in login. So once we log in, you get to this page, and anyone that's new, this changed. It's changed sometime, probably August maybe of last year. They kind of redid it, so it looks different and it is new for everyone. So everyone's kind of freaking out, but it's so simple, you can't break it. So just get in here and click around, like click a button, see what you get when you click it. But you'll just see there. I mean, there's a lot there. But I'm just going to start with, and there's a lot of what you'll see are in a few different places. So you might see it once and go, where was that? And then click a button and see it again. But again, I'm just going to kind of click all the way down through here. But please, if anyone has any questions, wants me to pause and redo something, or if you have been in here and had an issue or couldn't find something, please let me know that as well, because is kind of part of why we're doing this today. So I'm just going to click on tools and resources. And so really this tools and resources encompasses actually everything all the way down through here. So this is one of the things that has, as you scroll down through here, it's really almost everything that you would click on if you were doing these individually. The advantage, the advantage of going right to learning is I don't need to scroll down here and find the learning part of this. So, but again, I just want to be able to, just to kind of show you guys. So if, as I'm going down here, so you'll see that we actually have some company, boxes. So you're going to learn about our ancillary services in a minute, but we have the ability to add those. And you'll see learning. So ERA University, ERA Trainers Group. And again, just kind of clicking down through here and showing you guys the basics. We get to marketing, and there are, and I'm going to scroll back up and just so you guys can see, there's marketing, there's learning. So if I clicked on those, I'd kind of just get to, to these boxes. But so, social media tool, brand ID guide, print on demand. I mean, there are, social boost. We'll click on a few of these just so you see them. But we'll get in depth with them in the 2-week session to learn more about what each one does or advantages, this whatever how you can use it to help your business. ERA Transact. I mean, you'll just see tons and tons of tools for you guys that are developed just to help you in your business. So here's our CRM. So I'm going to just click on this one for one. So, and we'll get into Zap in the 2 weeks as well. So if I click on this, because I'm logged in, it brings me right into my Zap. So this is my CRM, me sort of running my business, and all my contacts and Sphere and everybody, we're available just with one click. So that's kind of the advantage of having these. Another thing is, you'll see here, it says share, and then it says favorite. So, you'll see this, my favorite, this one over here is maroon under monthly award rankings. Here, this one's yellow. So I've actually favorited this, and I just clicked it. So I hit favorite. And if I scroll back up, and I'm just gonna, anytime you want to kind of go back to the homepage, you can click this leverage in the upper left. So my tools, you'll see Zap CRM. So anything that I hit favorite on actually shows up right on my homepage. So I don't, if I'm like, oh, I'm going to get into Zap, I log into leverage, and I don't have to like click tools, scroll down. I can just click, oh, Zap CRM, and it brings me right into it. So any of the tools that you, either use or learn, or like, hey man, I want easy access to this one tool or this training session, or really anything in the leverage platform, you're able to, favorite and have it become part of, your dashboard. So kind of important to know, like, especially when this was new, everyone was like, hey, I log in, I go here, and then they change it and you're like, I don't know where anything is. But you find it once and hit that favorite, it will always be on your dashboard. And that's your leverage. So this is yours. So if I do it, you won't see it. You do it, I'm not going to see it. So whatever tools or tabs or anything in this training sessions you want to favorite, you can click it and it will always be there. And again, give you easy access on your, on your dashboard. So I'm going to just kind of go back to the tools and resources. And just kind of, continue to scroll. So we were down. So now we get to business tools. So, one thing that is changing is we are actually moving away from Dotloop. So we will actually have a company called SkySlope in here soon. Chuck, our CFO, put out a message this weekend, and this was part of his explanation, in the email. Zillow, who, they are what they are, but they purchased Dotloop. And we put so much information in Dotloop. We put our clients' names, we put our clients' emails, we put, phone numbers, we put everything in there. And now they have access to that data. So we just don't want them to have access to our clients. So we are switching from Dotloop, which is now Zillow owned, to a company called SkySlope. So just a quick, so you guys understand, Dotloop/SkySlope, they are just, programs that will allow us to, so I do a contract in SkySlope. I, write it all up. I can email it to a client. They can sign it electronically. It comes back into my SkySlope, and I can share it with another agent. And I don't have to necessarily go meet a client, get signatures, scan it in, send it in. It's all electronic contracts in data sharing, and allowing for electronic signatures. So much easier to get a contract done, whether it's 10 o'clock in the morning or midnight, without needing to meet up with someone and actually get those signatures and then dealing with all that. So that's actually just what Dotloop/SkySlope are, or just transaction pieces for contract paperwork and stuff. Dash is our, you have access to Dash, just kind of your personal Dash platform, but Dash is actually a huge piece of our, at the company level. If we get a new agent, we have to put them in Dash so they exist in our world. So Dash is our sort of our back office piece that gets an agent's world started, gets them, starts getting them access to leverage and in everything ERA. So that's just a huge piece of what we do in the background. Transactions are in there, lots and lots of data. So I did see a chat. Let me just check out. Dwayne, I believe we're sticking with app files. I mean, we're certainly not right now, bringing SkySlope to Florida. So, we're not sure down the road, but, I think right now we're comfortable with using app files, especially, we might get SkySlope going and figure out it's awesome, but for now we're comfortable with what you guys have in Florida. So no worries there. Lead router, I'm just going to, kind of chat about that because we won't get into that in the tools. It's, you have no reason to have access to it. It's a back office piece that sort of helps control our leads. So we actually have we'll come into lead router and filter to an agent, things like that. So, you have the ability you have your own website, you have your own mobile app, those leads will filter into lead router and then into Zap, your CRM. So again, we will learn Zap extensively in the 2-week period. So you guys totally understand that, but lead router is just another back office system that you really don't have any, need to have access to, but kind of a big piece of the background company. Again, just, you guys have access to all of this, but, customer satisfaction survey, you have the ability to, those get sent out automatically when we close a deal. You have access to check out who's done one, who hasn't done one. You can resend it. We want to try to get as many of those as we can, and they help boost you, with ratings and things like that. So they're important, but we'll kind of get into those when we're actually doing the tools as part of the 2-week session. So again, just all the way down through here, lots and lots of tools, lots of options. Getting to ERA.com and brand ID or logos and things. We actually have those on the hub as well. ERA's Facebook, Instagram, obviously you can find those just through social, but they're just on this platform. And then communities, these are not bad to make sure that you join. So, there's an agent connection on Facebook. So you can either go on Facebook and find any of the ERA, pages, but there's an agent connection. Is it really good to join if you're on Facebook, or even if it is, sometimes I'm not on Facebook, but it's awesome just to be a part of that group. And you can actually go on Facebook and just look at that group and not deal with everything else. And it's, if you have, that's an awesome place to say, I'm thinking of this. Has anyone tried this? I want to do this. Can anyone give me any advice? And, there's no doubt there will be agents going, so I saw one a couple of days ago and somebody was asking just about a mass text program. And there were tons of people that were giving ideas and like, don't use this one, or this is why I didn't like this one. And so, so that's wide variety of not only, just day-to-day stuff, but, I want to kind of do this little project or something like, I'm going to throw it out there and have some people give me some ideas. So certainly a huge, valuable asset for us to be able to share, or ask, or just see what other people are asking and learn from that. Just great agent to agent connection there. Okay, so I'm gonna click down through the other ones, but I want to pause just a second. Anybody have anything with leverage? Whatever, positives, negatives, you like it, you don't, you haven't used it yet. Anything that you want me to click on? I'm just gonna pause for a second and see if anybody has anything. Okay. Please don't, again, don't hesitate to, to let me know. So, especially if you're newer or if you've never, this is kind of why we're doing this one is for you guys to make sure, you get everything you can, about us. So you're not just, I sell real estate. You know, I'm part of a family. You know, this is awesome as well. It's just about ERA. So, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world to sort of just, you know, click this and you know, literally learn about, we have 35,000 agents. We're in 2,300 countries. You know, it's been 50 years. You know, again, it's just kind of nice to learn this and have stats. These, these stats, as we get into talking about listings and listing presentation, which we'll do in the 2 weeks, some people, especially, in our Florida office, with Right Choice, a lot of folks don't realize who ERA is, or maybe not even Ohio, like, oh, I heard of this company. So, again, we don't have like 3 offices, like, we're worldwide, and we have, lots of agents, and we're part of a family. So some stats like this are huge for you to be able to include in your value prop, to sell yourself with a client or a potential client. Why should I work with you? Well, this is me, this is my company, this is ERA. So again, there'll be things that we can pull out of everything. But so again, certainly want you guys to take a peek at this. Again, you cannot break this. So click around, back up. You can always hit the back button. Or, if you get somewhere and click the menu, or you can always just click this leverage and it just goes back to that home page. But again, definitely, want you guys to, kind of click around, this awards section. So we actually just had our fuel event, which unfortunately, for the second year in a row, because of COVID, had to be virtual. Next year, they are planning on going live. It's an unbelievable event. So we'll talk about events in a second, but we just had that. But again, just, the awards section, it's just kind of cool to sort of click on it and just kind of see. We often talk, well, you heard the term Gene Francis already, that we were a finalist this year and we've won it in the past. So you can click around here and get a feel for, what awards. So that Gene Francis is, the top all around company in all of ERA. So, and that's say, number of deals, number of monies, but it's a lot to do with, ERA involvement, being a family, the collaboration, the involved in the community, things like that. But it's awesome just for you guys to kind of click on here and get a feel for, I've been fortunate enough to win 2 national awards when I was, as an agent. So, it's pretty cool. I don't know what to tell you. It's very cool. So, there's often, there's some we can chat about that you want to strive for. Like, I want to be, I want to win that award. And there's ways we can, push towards it and make sure we help you get there. So, so again, just kind of cool to, to check out, just about ERA. So the marketing one, again, just a list of things. They were all part of that tools and resources, but obviously now we're focusing on this marketing piece. So, marketing materials, just click on these, kind of see what's on here. This one is a company called Express Docs. We actually can print flyers, print postcards. We can actually buy, logo wear. So if you guys, don't have anything, logo wear is huge. You should be wearing it, some version of it, to sort of, just tell yourself, hey, I'm a real estate agent and I work for ERA. So, so this is just one option. Obviously, we do stuff locally as well. But again, just clicking around. I mean, you might click further into this stuff, or you might just get to this point and go, okay, that's good. I'm going to just back up and kind of go to the next section. So, so this listing acquisition, well, this is a large piece of what we will be talking about in the 2-week program. Obviously, we realize now that listings have always been important. List to last. There's always lots of little acronyms to talk about how important listings are. So we'll spend a lot of time in the 2 weeks on sort of helping you. But again, you guys can, get a head start on understanding this, or just being familiar with this page and what it offers, and in what listing acquisition means possibly. I mean, if you're newer, like, geez, like I kind of understand it, but what's involved with it? Well, there's a lot involved with it, including listing presentation and some awesome tools we can use. So again, we'll get deeper in those as we do the 2 weeks, but definitely wanted to just kind of show you guys some of these pieces. So obviously listing acquisition, the next one, listing promotion. So now how can I boost or promote my my listings? So obviously newspaper ads are the first piece that come up, but it really involves, we actually have separate pieces that will help you do more social and things like that. So when we get down to the social media piece, so I'll talk, we may not talk a whole bunch about this in the 2 weeks, so this might be one I take a second to chat about. But so we actually have a program, part of ERA, called Distinctive Properties. So it's meant to to allow you to get some sort of specialized training on how to work with, well, just higher end properties. So I'm a firm believer of getting as much training as you can, and like, well, if I use it, I use it, but at least it's in my toolbox. Well, I just, I live on a lake, and I'm 45 minutes from a large ski resort, but my average sale price in my market's $120,000. So, so it's not like, hey, I'm going to list a house today, it's going to be a distinctive property. I don't even have, it's not like every day I have that option, but I took the training. So I went through the training. Well, what this particular training offered was, it's geared towards, the higher end properties, but it taught me to write a better description for my $150,000 property. It taught me to take, how and to take better pictures. It taught me like staging's important, whether it's $100,000 house or $1 million house. And it's not, it's not like, well, I'm going to hire a stager, I'm going to hire someone to do this, I'm going to hire, and it's a, $100,000 property, but you get enough from that it really just, it changes your mindset. Like every house is a distinctive property. I'm going to treat it like it is. I may not spend, money I would if I had $1 million house. I might do, a little bit more, but I'm going to treat it like it is. So again, just kind of wanted to throw this out. There is we'll get out when we get to the learning piece. I'll show you guys that you guys can learn kind of when they offer this next. It's a, it's a course they don't offer. It's not just a regular one. They kind of offer it monthly or maybe every other month, and you guys can, sign up for it and take it. But, obviously it's a, it's a logo that you, oh boy, my battery, no, I gotta, give me 2 seconds. I apologize. I'm going to make sure that I'm plugged in. Jeez. All right. I apologize, guys, but I gotta take 2 seconds here and figure out why my battery's not charging. Apologize. Okay, so move my computer, so sorry. So distinctive properties, again, just another option for us to to be able to set ourselves apart in our, again, in our real estate world. We get a logo, we get a designation kind of thing. So super important for us to be able to, set ourselves apart. So as I continue, I just need to. Okay, there we go. Oh, no, it does not want to charge. Oh my goodness. I'm going to lose you in a minute if I don't get my button gear. So as I continue down leverage, in the, so there's a chance for local marketing. There's a chance for, marketing center. And again, we kind of have our, our local, obviously, person with Megan, that is available to us for, for our kind of more detailed marketing pieces. But just want you guys to know that of course, ERA does have its, own section that is available to to us. And then when I get to social media, so obviously we know that social media is a is a large piece of us running a business. Again, Megan and our sort of our marketing person has tons of information. So one thing we'll learn is everything that we do is recorded. So we will record everything, make sure that it's available to our agents after the session's done to rewatch. So we actually have recordings of our previous marketing calls, so that if you haven't seen those or aren't familiar with them, it's certainly worth checking those out. So we have a marketing person that we contract with, her name's Jen. Last one she did was all about LinkedIn and how to stand out on LinkedIn without spending hours and hours on LinkedIn every day. Nobody, I don't want to do that, but I want to have an online presence. So really everything we've been doing with Jen and with Megan involve, that piece of it, just having a social presence. So, so again, lots of different things that you can do on this page. Again, you can, just click around, check them out and get, just get familiar with this page. All right. Anybody have, I'm just going to pause for a second and just see, anybody have any questions, any thoughts on anything yet? I apologize for the little plug mishap there, but I am charging. So, okay. So I'm going to just continue down this page. I'm going to make these smaller. So now we come to learning. So this is probably one of, I don't know, for me, one of the most important pieces of, of leverage in really for our agents. So we actually have access to what they call the ERA University. So I'm actually going to click on this one. And, obviously we're looking around in here. We got agent development, broker development, and then just kind of all the tools and training. So, again, I'm going to just pause and say that you can favorite this anytime, and then it will be on that, as soon as you log in, it'll be on your homepage. So just kind of wanted to make sure you guys remember that. But if I just click go to ERA University. So again, because whether you're brand new, newer, or in the business, 25 years, we always need training. We always need, to stay on top of things. But, we also, only have so many hours in the day. So the advantage of this is we're going to hammer out 2 weeks and we're going to do a lot, which I can't wait. Like, and I know Melissa was like, I can't wait. I love it. But also you're going to get done with the 2 weeks and you'll be like, man, that was a lot. And, so, two things. I'm going to stress it. We are always available for you. Office coordinator, office manager, regional, entire leadership team. Everyone's always available for you. But that's when this page comes in handy is like, okay, so now I'm a month in, or I'm, 2 months in, or I'm 5 years in, doesn't matter. What else, I'm going to refresh this. I'm going to learn this. I'm ready for this next piece. And that's kind of where this page comes into play. So, and the huge advantage of this is it's not just all about here's a tool and here's how to use it. There are tons of sessions in here that are, built, essentially, for the agent and on how to, how to do open houses, how to do, how to get multiple offer situation, just things like that. So, so there's a virtual listings, get close. These are just a few of the sessions that are available, to the agents. And then obviously the menu on the left side here, so learning library, fuel, which just happened. So unfortunately, if you're, if you miss that, there will be recordings. So there's actually some great sessions that you can still, get into and learn, but otherwise it's, you can start saving courses. One thing I'll talk about real quick is Ignite. These I'm hearing will be coming back. So these are actually, Ignites are pop-up mini fuels. So fuels are international business conference. That's, everybody gets to come and get together. Ignites, let's say they pop one up in Cincinnati, wherever, they're Nashville, they might do one. And it's like all the local agents can go for a day of training or 2 days of training, that type of thing. So they do have some virtual ones now, but when that's live, you have the ability to, to go and kind of, get 1 or 2 days training, just in a short little trip and not necessarily be flying. Most of it's, they're meant to be drivable. Like, hey, I'm going to go to Nashville because it's close, or I'm going to go to, Cincinnati because it's close, that type of thing. So again, just wanted to make sure you guys see that. So lots of options here. I'm gonna actually just click the learning library. So I just clicked learning library. So now you see, just some of the things that you can, learn or, get familiar with. So, there's a leverage session. So, if you needed that, just social media boot camp, proactive pricing. Again, these are not just like, here's a tool, here's how to use it. Those are in here, but also, just ways for agents to get better, to, to just be a little sharper in a certain topic, that type of thing. So, and you'll just see, I can keep scrolling here. Most are virtual, so you can just kind of do it at your pace. Even the live ones are, are often, they're always recorded and you can watch it. And you see one here is, so this one's more of a longer piece, but it's self-paced. So they're each labeled. You can obviously learn more. You're like, hey, that one sounds interesting. What's it involve? So here are 6 deadly pricing mistakes. I mean, that could be an awesome, session just to watch when you have an hour here, you're decompressing, or maybe it's the first thing in the morning. But again, just strongly encourage you to check this out. Even if obviously the next 2 weeks we're going to be busy with what we're doing, but even if you're just checking it out and make some notes, like, hey, I want to do that list. I'm going to find out more about that listing mastery. So maybe a month from now or whatever works for you. But this is always available. It's always being updated. One huge thing is that it's always, when I say updated, it's really, they're staying with the market. So it didn't, like they have sessions in here about, winning multiple offers because they create that because of the market we're in. So, or they have a huge push about getting listings. So that's so they have new trainings either on here or coming out about, you know, how to win listings, how to get more listings, that type of thing. So so just kind of know that it's not just stale where like, I looked at that, I don't need to see it again. You know, come back, I don't know, monthly, or come back, often, or just check it out and just see if something new popped in that might be valuable for you and your business. So that ERA University is just a big piece, and it's crazy, just kind of all the data. And of course you can, obviously, if we chose agent, but kind of cool that you can, choose, different content type, or you could do, let's just do, well, actually, let's do, since it's, important. So, I just said like, hey, what trainings do you have on listings? And it'll list the ones that are kind of specific to listings. And obviously, if you do that, you might miss one because, whatever, but it's at least an option to sort, to break that down so that you can focus on maybe something that you're truly, looking for or interested in learning. Okay, and you will notice because sometimes you're like, hey, where'd my leverage thing go? The ERA University just kind of opens up a separate tab. So I just, just to kind of get back to leverage, I go back there. So, and then I'll just kind of finish up here, again, communications, PR, obviously, COVID was added to it, but any sort of messages, from ERA as a corporate, if they were doing anything or offering anything, they're always posted on here. Events. I'm going to take a second just because I don't know that it'll come up in the 2-week piece, but I kind of mentioned Ignite in Boost. Boost being one of those local things as well. But I'm going to take a second to just talk about Fuel. So because I just said, obviously you look on there, March 8th, 17th, 18th were the dates for Fuel. And it was virtual, so we were kind of all logging in and on it. But it's probably one of my favorite events or parts of ERA is when it's live, which will be live, let's say next March, and they'll pick a city, and it's always it's LA, it's Orlando, it's Vegas, it's Austin or Dallas. I mean, there's always, just a kind of a very focused city, and everyone just like, it's just open. And I think it's usually 400 or, $400 or something to attend, whatever the price is, but it's such an amazing event. First of all, a couple thousand ERA agents all come, brokers, all ERA leadership is there. Everyone's just walking around. No one's off limits. You can walk right up to the, CEO of ERA and chat with them. All the sessions they have. They bring in national speakers. They have top agents from the country that are part of roundtable. So you have full access to, just some fun, and it's a great, you just start meeting people and networking, and it's truly fun. I mean, folks will buy the ticket and then grab, another person or two more people and share a hotel room, whatever. But, the fact is that it's such a great event. So I'm just going to encourage you now, if you haven't been, if you're new, just maybe consider that, maybe put a few bucks away from checks or something and kind of save for it, because it truly can be a career changing event, if you want it to be, but just because it's just really who we are. And when those folks, when the ERA folks get together, and I say in a room, I mean, it's crazy. Like that is a family. If you've ever seen it, it just happens to be a couple thousand people that day. In the fact that you can just share and meet and whatever, that, it's super cool. So again, just wanted to kind of take a second to chat about that with you guys. And then I'm going to continue down here. So probably the last one, maybe you guys will be using agent tools. So again, this whole list was on the very first tab, tools and resources, because we were essentially said that all included this, but like this is kind of your core. So the marketing piece, the learning piece, and the agent tools. So we will spend time going through these in the 2 weeks so that you start getting it. I can't, I've worked with Zap since 2014, actually, traveled the country training it. You're not going to learn that in one session, but hopefully we can give you enough to get started. And then I will probably plan on doing a separate, maybe a second session to kind of take it to the next level. I think I have some stuff recorded as well. So, but Zap CRM, just free. It doesn't cost us anything. So, it's a great tool to sort of help you work your folks. Automatic emails, listing alerts for folks that might be looking, home value updates, lots of tools in there that we put our people in there, in the system will help us work them. I do my thing, the system does its thing, its thing, and together we're kind of working my whole group without dropping the ball on someone, without forgetting about someone, things like that. So, CRM, I will tell you, 100% crucial, a must for every agent. We just cannot, we cannot work our folks. We can't remember everyone. It's just not going to happen. It just won't happen. We'll forget folks. We'll think we got it covered. We get busy. So a CRM just helps us kind of keep everybody in line and remember everybody. So, but again, we'll get, we'll learn that more in the 2 week piece. And then just, Text ERA Moves, this global referral platform is basically what Megan does. But the fact is we have access to the entire world. So if I had someone that said I am moving, I don't care if it was one state over or 10 countries away, we, with Megan, we have the ability to find another agent to help us. So it's super important that we just kind of keep that in the back of our mind. And again, all these tools, seller security plan, we'll touch base on all of those as we go through the 2 weeks. And then always help and support. So really on every single one of those, so I'm going to kind of go back here real quick. And I'm just going to, let me do Text ERA. I just want you guys to, so there's almost all of these have like little training pieces. So there's a video about, why I should use Text ERA, or there's always training pieces, just like when we were in the university and we were learning about how to be a better agent, or little training sessions to get listings and things. There are always sessions, little videos on Text ERA, on Zap, so it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for you guys to, especially if you're newer, to play around in this, watch a video here, watch a video there, at least be like, okay, I at least know what Text ERA is. We're going to learn more about it in the next 2 weeks. I at least know kind of what Zap does. We're going to learn more about it, in the next 2 weeks, that kind of thing. So because we have this next week coming up, we kind of have the ability to play around with this in this session, and at least be familiar with it. So you understand everything's there. But as we go through the next 2 weeks, we'll be touching base, and we'll be referring back to, even when we're talking about listings and buyers, we're referring back to things in Leverage that are there to help you. Okay. And then help and support. So, really that 800 number, the 888 number that was in the beginning of the Leverage login, that's really a great number. I mean, if you're having an issue, we're able to help or fix things, but in reality, that number is great to, hey, this thing's not working kind of thing. So, that's part of that help and support. You call that if you have an issue, they'll create a ticket, and help you, get some issues resolved. So, profile, obviously, you can kind of, make sure your profile set up, kind of like everything else that you want to, kind of have, in conjunction, same pictures and updated pictures, things like that. So I want to pause there for a second and see, you know what, I don't know. Linda, are you on? Okay, she is not on. So I just wanted to see if she had anything to add to that. I'm going to pause for a second and just kind of see if you guys have any questions. Was that good enough for now, just to kind of get a feel for what leverage is and what's in it? Does anybody need anything or want to see something again? Okay, all right, I'm going to trust that you guys are done. All right, well, I just have a few more pages, but I am actually going to go back to my PowerPoint. Okay, so our last three chats or pages that we're going to have on here really just involve our what we call ancillary services. So we have partnerships with a mortgage company. In this, okay, so this one in particular is in Cincinnati and in Columbus. So we have Cleveland coming probably in the next couple weeks, literally, or coming close, First Nat, and then we're going to have some stuff in Florida that we're working on. So I know Dwayne's on the call. I think there's probably a few more, Madeline, I think. So we'll have some options, but at least for you guys in Florida, just or anywhere we kind of talk about these, just understand that the idea of using somebody that we've partnered with is like, this is our relationship in Ohio. I mean, they just do so much for us. I mean, first of all, they take care of our agents, or that's our goal. And second of all, they're help. Like this past week on Friday in our Cincy market, actually in Columbus as well, we had an event Thursday in Columbus. We had an event which was open to all our agents, and then Friday in Cincy. And our first Nat, you'll see Don Roberts here, the guy on the far right in the second row there. He foot the bill for a lot of what we did Thursday and Friday for our agents. And we had, like food and on Friday, they had a limo taking them from office to office for the NCAA pool. And we were kind of getting the offices. So there's things we can do. We also have ways that these folks, I know, you're working with a lender. Let's say you're working with, let's say you're working with Dan, like, hey, Dan, I got an open house. Can you print some flyers for me? Dan's like, yep. So they're printing material, marketing materials for us and things like that. So, it's very good for us to be, so we have a partnership with them. We're actually making money when we give them a deal. So that's a huge piece of our, sort of our revenue stream. But in reality, the main idea for me is that these guys are partners with us. So like it's their job to do a mortgage because they're mortgage folks, but it's their job to really take care of me because I'm an agent with, as part of the ERA Real Solutions family. So you have to take care of me. So just kind of realize when we talk about ancillary services, and I want to. All right, Dwayne, I'm going to answer that in just a second. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to take a break and answer it real quick. So Dwayne just said, is there any specific training in Leverage University we should do prior to next week's classes? Nothing in particular, Dwayne. I think it's important that you just play around in Leverage and get to know it. I mean, if you watch a few videos of some of the tools or things like that, anything you can do, none of it will hurt. I mean, whatever you can do will be great. But the idea is really just kind of getting familiar with that. So, again, we're going to have one session to talk about, Zap or, some of those tools. So, it's not like I'm going to, I can go like super in depth with it. So anything that you can get or be familiar with, is a huge step in the right direction. So that's kind of the main thing is really just understanding everything and being familiar with it. And any classes you do take will just be a bonus. So good question though. Okay, so back to, again, our ancillary services. So we partner up with these folks. So, we really encourage you to use them, like Don will help you find the right mortgage person. Like, I don't know, I need a female, I need a male, it doesn't matter. I need someone in this location. I need, whatever it is, you just never know. But there's enough folks here that can, be valuable to us. So. And obviously, FirstNat, go to their website, but we can help you get set up with anything you need, with the reps that we have at FirstNat, and make sure you find someone you're comfortable with, or if you've used them in the past. We've heard, I've used this person in the past, and like, okay, we're gonna find you we're gonna find you someone else, because we kind of want that to work. So our second ancillary service, in this one we would want to use, extensively, is just American Home Shield. So we ERA is partnered with American Home Shield as a preferred home warranty vendor. So and I know in our Cleveland market, we put it in our contract, like, hey, you're doing a warranty, and like, we have a high rate of getting the buyers and sellers to say yes and just do it, because it's an awesome tool. It's not a lot of money. It's an awesome listing value prop. So if you're like, hey man, we're listing this house, and and I know the market's crazy, but it's not going to always be crazy. So that's one thing we'll talk about a lot in the next 2 weeks. The market will not always be crazy. It was not crazy a year ago, or or maybe a little bit longer than that, and it may not be this year or next year. They do calm down, so you have to sort of set yourself apart. So having a mortgage rep that you just work with, no, he answers my text, he answers my call, doing a home warranty. Let's set our property apart from the one next door. We offer a home warranty. So again, just we'll kind of get into these a little bit more, but just understanding that we have ways of literally setting ourselves apart from other agents, and we'll talk a lot over the next 2 weeks about what I call, you'll hear a lot out of me, as value prop. 8,000 agents in the market. You got folks just getting listings, and then you see the listing pictures and like, how did that person get that listing? That is embarrassing. So you got to fight against that, and then you got to fight against, like tomorrow the market could not be as good. So how do I set myself apart when listings or buyers just are coming out of the woodwork and things aren't going the same day I list them? I got to get creative. So a lot of what we talk about, including our ancillary services and things we can use as a value prop to set ourselves apart today, tomorrow. And I want to be in the business 5 years from now. I want to be in the business 10 years from now. I just want a quick check. I know we have some. Yeah, we got some folks on the call that I'm going to just ask a couple questions to in a second. And the last one is a title company. So again, in Cleveland, or in Cincy, Columbus, we have Chicago Title and AmeriTitle, but the fact is when we partner with a title company, and you're kind of able to say like, no, I got that piece covered. It's one less thing a potential client has to worry about. Like, man, do I have to go find we don't steer them like you have to use this one. It's just like, I have these guys, I have this mortgage guy, reach out to them, contact them. If you're comfortable with them, let's go with it. We don't say we have, we can't say, you have to use these guys, but it's just an option. Like, well, I use these guys all the time. I want you to check them out. I want you to call them up. I want you to talk to someone. You're comfortable with it? Let's go. And it's like, they don't have to call, they don't have to go on Google and like title company, it's just kind of nice for us to offer that. So we'll talk a lot about ancillary services in us having partners with those, with certain folks. And the goal is not only do we make a few bucks on it, we actually, it's nice to say, I have a guy. I got a guy. That's the kind of the idea behind it. To value prop yourself, to show that you're, that you're ahead of the game and you're thinking forward. So that's just kind of the idea behind, having partners in all three of those fields. So last piece, you know what, I think I have this page up. So I do want to show you real quick. Let me get to this page. Let's see if I have my, no, I don't. I just want to show you guys real quick. So, so this is our property management. So they have their own website. Again, we talked about this briefly when I was just talking about our family. But this is, we have a different site in Florida, but Dwayne, I think Madeline is in Florida, and whoever else is down in our Fort Myers, Cape Coral. Kelly Tony out of our North Fort Myers is running our property management down there. So, same with Ohio. The idea is we want to kind of have it as an option for, maybe I have someone buying an investment property. Hey, we have this option. Talk to them, see if it works out. Folks are selling, whatever. But that, I'll tell you, this property management group really has it down. Like they don't deal very little with cash, and they got folks that they got a huge system online. Like I got a leak, I got here's my payment. It's all online, so it's pretty cool. So just want you guys to know that. It's just this can be a big piece of a potential value prop. It's just something that you can say like, man, we're in, we buy, we sell, we help you buy, we sell, we do property management, we're in title, whatever we can offer, or just bring up to show that we're just not this little, Twinkie little, real estate business. Like we got a full package here. So, and sometimes property management, matters to someone, sometimes it doesn't. But again, when it's part of our portfolio and part of our value prop, it's just a big piece of setting ourselves apart, again, from other agents, from other brokerages, things like that. So, so this is just realsolutionsrentals.com. You don't have to, but if you wanted to, kind of click on it and check it out, just to understand a little bit more. But again, just a kind of a nice page there to, get you at least familiar. But we just need to know mainly, what we really need to know mainly is, hey, like we're part of Realogy, part of ERA family, but our ERA Real Solutions family is all throughout Ohio. We're in Southwest Florida. We have title, we do property management, kind of, just showing, and we have corporate partners for mortgage and title and home warranty. That's just kind of building a, kind of a base conversation to show that we're not just this, dinky little company or whatever, that we're just not the normal brokerage. So. All right. So that was where I wanted to get to today. But I'm going to pause for a second and, all right, so I'm going to call on Matt or Darlene. I see Rob or Ben. Just someone you want to kind of chat to the group for a little bit. I mean, I know Rob, you didn't come in right off the bat, but just so we kind of did the overview of the company. Again, just because you four are in my face here, part of the company for a while. Just give it, maybe the other folks a little snippet of who we are in your words. I'd love to hear from maybe one of you guys. Maybe.
I'll jump in there.
Right.
So I know you're waiting for somebody. I know Rob was getting ready to jump in there too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, ERA, to me, coming from a lot larger brand, kind of the chaos that ensues with just being a number, like Wayne mentioned early on in the call, when you have a question and you go out to Facebook or you go out to Agent Hub in the ERA, specific groups, people from all over the US are going to answer you, and give you suggestions. There's nobody that I'm aware of in our offices that wouldn't go, above and beyond, to help out another agent, a new agent, kind of show them the ropes, to help them get started, review contracts with you, kind of help you with any questions you have with writing contracts or, listings. It really is, a team environment. When we say, team ERA at the beginning of all of our meetings, it really is a team. So couldn't be happier with the switch that I made a few years ago.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that. All right. Anybody else want to chat or talk about anything? I hope this was just at least helpful. It was meant to be just kind of an overview, of the company, and it's often, I mean, you could join in one of our regions and just, it might take you a while to realize, like, man, there's more folks, and kind of like Matt said, just realize that, I know markets are different from Cleveland to Cincinnati, or certainly from, Columbus to Florida, but we're in this together, and I know we can all learn together on the tools, and we can all learn together on, getting listings and working buyers. That's kind of the main thing. And then of course, there are things that are specific to each region that obviously we realize. So,
Wayne, did you see Dwayne's question? I might have missed if you answered that or not.
What did he? The training. Yeah, I did talk about that.
Okay, I missed that one. All right.
Yeah. So yeah. So again, look for. I appreciate, again. Thank you guys so much. For hanging out for almost 2.5 hours. I hope it was helpful. Please, you will get an email from me. It'll have my cell number on it. Obviously, you can call, text, email me back anything that we've either talked about or throughout this whole session. But I will, in the probably tomorrow or Wednesday, maybe before next week, I'll come up with the next 6 sessions, what we're going to cover in each, and each one will be recorded. So, hopefully if you're newer, please do everything you can to join. But obviously I realize, that's six times in 2 weeks, but we also kind of wanted to do it like that so that, we're not in this like 6 weeks later. So hammer it down for 6 weeks, and then, let's get you in your office and working with your office coordinator, office manager, regional manager kind of thing, to make sure you're getting everything you can. And then we'll just continue to do sessions. So, but I'll get that, breakdown. And then after each session, I'll send you the recording so you can just kind of have it, rewatch it. If you missed it, of course, you'll get it, anybody that's registered. So, thank you guys so much for joining. Again, hopefully it was helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. But again, certainly reach out to, your office coordinator, office managers, regional managers, for anything as well. So, again, we're all here for you. Super, super excited about the next 2 weeks, starting next Monday. I think we'll have some fun. We'll have some idea sharing and things like that, but hopefully we'll learn and grow to be better agents as well. So thank you guys so much. Have a good rest of the day and a great week, and we'll see you next Monday. You guys are welcome. Thank you.